Now we are in our fourth and final week of this 4-week intervention, and this week we will be comparing our amateur performer with an elite performer. The amateur being on the right hand side and the elite performer being on the left hand side. The focus of this video today will be on the preparation phase of the techniques. So this will include looking at the standing foot and also the hyperextension of the striking leg at the hip joint, as well as looking at the arms in comparison with the sagittal plane. So, as we move it forward, firstly, you can see that the run-ups for each player are very, very similar. They have a nice strong curve to the run-ups. This, in turn, will help in the future at the execution phase. It will help the lateral rotation of the striking foot. So this is a good start of the preparation phase. If we move it on a touch more, as the standing foot lands, you can see on the right hand side on our amateur performer here that the foot is significantly further away from the ball than the elite performer's is on the left, as the elite performer's foot is a matter of inches away from the ball, whereas the amateur performer's is a good 15 centimeters away from the football. This will affect the accuracy and connection of the ball in conjunction with the execution phase. So now, as we move it to the peak of the hyperextension at the hip joint of the striking leg, you can see here on our amateur performer it is significantly less than on the elite performer here. Our amateur performer needs to improve on this, as you look on the elite performer, there is more of an angle and more room for the leg to move, thus creating more speed and momentum, which will in turn increase the power on the football. So as we let them play through, you can see that our amateur's penalty is unsuccessful and the elite performer's penalty is successful. This could be down to a number of factors. Factor 1 being the standing foot being too far away from the ball in comparison to the elite performer, as well as the lack of hyperextension at the hip joint in comparison to our elite performer also. Furthermore, what else will affect the end product of the penalty is if we look at our sagittal planes, you can see that on our performer, on the amateur performer, the left front arm is only very slightly abducted from the sagittal plane, whereas on the elite performer the left arm is significantly more abducted, thus helping the elite performer with their balance. They do this because, as you can see from the sagittal planes, that a lot of the weight is shifted left onto the standing foot of the performer. So this can create the performer being unbalanced. However, to combat this, like we said earlier, the elite performer abducts their arm from the sagittal plane to help them with their balance. So overall, in total, our amateur performer can decrease the distance from the foot away from the ball, as well as have the striking leg more hyperextended, and lastly, in conjunction with the sagittal plane, he needs more abduction of the left arm to help with the balance of the shot.